have to collect data through different formations within maintenance in case there is a period where I may pause on Tirzepatide for financial reasons. If I'm able to interchange these medications to appease me financially at the moment or whatever moment to plan for this or that or whatnot, I'm gonna do it, and I appreciate it with compounds. I appreciate it with the vial. I don't want the pen. I want the vial because the vial means that I can customize my dose in accordance to my life. You feel what I'm saying? So next week, what I'm thinking about doing is skipping the dose. I really want to see what type of response I get by doing a bi-weekly Tirzepatide dose. Okay, so I'm still going to remain split, but I want to bi-weekly it. So I'm thinking about skipping my dose next week and remaining on the fat burner for that week. Now that I fully got back into my weight range, technically, the 130-ish, so I got back to, what was the last weigh-in that I just presented? What was it, 127? I think it was 127.8. And the week before then, 129. And then the week before then, I had the 2 weeks before then, I had the weight gain. So I pretty much had to work myself down to the 129 to get me back into my bracket. And then now the 127.8. So, and that's actively on the split dose of Tirzepatide compound, as well as on the lipotropic MIC-B, the Lipo B injection at 100 units each week. So now that I feel like I'm back on balance and I know my new trajectory goal is eventually, to scale down to 125. That's fine. What I want to see is, can I still get some of this visceral pounds down on Lipo B only? This is why I'm thinking about skipping next week. Because I have to collect data through different formations within maintenance in case there is a period where I may pause on Tirzepatide for financial reasons. And then I just will remain on Lipo B for that period. And then go back and reinstate Tirzepatide next month. These are just examples to accommodate my personal economy. You hear what I'm saying? I don't know what you guys do or how y'all make this work, but I have to make these medications work within my personal income bracket. Okay, I have to make sure I have to handle everything I need to handle, in addition to handling these medications. So if I come in a situation where I'm like, you know what, I need to handle something that takes priority, and I'm going to say that because even though this is a priority, I'm in maintenance and I know how to still maintain and channel in mentally. And just, I may not want to channel in that hard mentally, but sometimes we have to stop being mentally lazy and we have to channel in mentally and focus on protein and fiber, even if we're not on the GLP-1 medication at the time. You're going to have to channel the natural GLP-1 through fiber and high protein. So, given that information, I know that in a given time, if I have to make modifications financially with Tirzepatide and Lipo B, that I can interchange them when needed. So this is why I'm kind of doing this experiment now that I'm back at my goal weight bracket. See, before I had influx. What was it? I gained 6.4 pounds out of nowhere. Water retention, okay? Panicked, got so irked. But gradually worked myself down within the next weeks to get where my weight is now, the 127.8. This is right. I want to double check my notes just to make sure I had that information right. Y'all know I don't want to give y'all inaccurate information. Just double check. Because numbers are flying through my mind all the time in regard to these updates. So, one moment. Yep, had it right. My memory on point. 127.8. Yep. So now that I'm finally like, whew, I got past that hurdle, all right? Now I want to see, now that I'm in my maintenance bracket, I want to see what the pounds down will be only on Lipo B. Only on Lipo B for the week, skipping Tirzepatide. So skipping Tirzepatide from 1 week, turning it to bi-weekly, right? So the next week I'll take Tirzepatide. But I just want to see what this does by itself now that I'm fully in my bracket now. So there's no confusion on figuring out, well, did Tirzepatide help me lose or did Lipo B help me lose? In reality, it's the Lipo B because I'm in a split dose of Tirzepatide. The suppression is there, but the suppression is not 7.5 suppression that I originally was on, okay? That suppression that makes you feel sometimes too ill to eat enough, so you end up dropping the weight anyway. That's how you drop it, okay? Because you're not really eating because of the heavy suppression, so you're dropping the weight. I don't want to drop the weight that way. I want to drop the fat through the fat burner. You feel what I'm saying? And I just want Tirzepatide to maintenance my suppression. That's all. I just want it, keep me in maintenance, keep my suppression in check. And when it's time for a redose due, when I feel like it's needed. And if there's opportunity where I feel like I can push it, I can, because low key, I push it anyway. The half-life span of this dose pretty much dwindles away within a 4th or 5th day. Okay, by the time I'm in the 7th day, I'm hungry as heck. I mean, my hunger cues are back in play, you know, and that's when my mental cues got to come in. Just because, you know, you don't have that heavy level of suppression doesn't mean it's a whole panic situation. Now you have to actually utilize your mental GLP-1 components that you know are fiber and protein focused, and just try to keep yourself in a proportionate mindset. So for me, I'm just going to make sure I continue to stay grounded in my 1 meal a day or 2 meal a day, whichever one I'm choosing for the moment, because you know I have my extra snack, and just go from there. But if I'm able to interchange these medications to appease me financially at the moment, or whatever moment, to plan for this or that or whatnot, I'm going to do it, and I appreciate it with compounds. I appreciate it with the vial. I don't want the pen. I want the vial, because the vial means that I can customize my dose in accordance to my life. You feel what I'm saying? Customize my dose in accordance to my life. And because now I'm dealing with a dual medication, I'm dealing with Tirzepatide and Lipo B, the suppression and the fat burner and metabolizing booster. I have a little bit more options and leeway. Now the fat burner doesn't have the appetite suppression. However, I could kind of get past the appetite suppression. focusing on foods of higher fiber and being satiated with protein. So I'm full and rock out with that and see what happens. You know, all this is trial and error, and it's just so intriguing. That's why I want to collect the data on this stuff. I want to see what works for me. Because you never know. At a point, I may be content with just being on a fat burner and feel like my current suppression without GLP-1 medication is manageable. I don't know. I may be able to say that at a point. I can't say it because I haven't really felt it. I haven't felt that formulation yet. So I'm testing that formulation. In the event I choose to just rock out on Lipo B for a period without Tirzepatide, and then go back and put Tirzepatide back into play if I feel like it's necessary. I love the vial options. I'm telling you, I will forever be a compound user. I am forever a compound user. It's just so beneficial on so many levels. Just the only discord to it is compounds not being covered by insurance. That's the only discourse in this whole process for me. Yes, I would have been elated to have the pen, right? If I'm paying $25 a month for the pen or $40, whatever super low copay according to your insurance, I would have been fine with it, right? Because I'm paying pennies on a dollar. I've saved so much money, which was my initial plan in the beginning, thinking I was getting this covered by insurance. So I'm forecasting the weeks and months ahead of time, pays and all that. And I'm like, oh, I'm stacking. I'm gonna have to put this money into this medication. Child, I was wrong. Yes, I had to put the money in the medication. And I'm seeing it now as it's starting. It's financially catching up to me, I gotta play catch up. Y'all know what that means? You gotta play catch up. You know what I'm saying? You didn't rob Peter to pay Paul. That's just a term, y'all. No one literally did that, okay? Right. But just a terminology when you try to manipulate finances to cover this, that, and the third. So I'm the type, I'm going to make everything work to the best of my ability. That's one thing about a woman, okay? And that's one thing about a black woman. That's what I'm going to tell you that. That we will manipulate within reason and legitimacy. We will make it work to hit every area just a little bit. I need my medication, okay. But what can I partially pay to satisfy that? And I go back and pay that later, the rest of that later. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, in this day and age, this is what I do anyway for my finances to work, to be able to attain the things that I want, even within reason. Everybody's not rich. They just got money flowing. Everybody's not making six figures. So this is where my mindset is. And I'm just really intrigued to see what type of effect and pounds down I will get just on Lipo B only, just for a period. So I'm a bypass Tirzepatide, give me some financial breathing room, and to be able to stretch out my dose a little bit further, I'll skip a dose. And I believe I skipped the last dose. Was it not last week, but the week before then, because I was awaiting my medication. I was only on the Lipo B. And I was on the beginning phase of the Lipo B, so it really wasn't anything I can really hold on to as far as the effects and the data, because when I was off of the Tirzepatide for the week and was on the Lipo B, it was really the beginning for the Lipo B. So the data for me and the interpretation is not as clear as what the data interpretation will be now, okay? Because as you know, I had pounds down in the previous week, and I know that was attributed to Lipo B. It's not attributed to the suppression, because I'm not at that level of suppression, y'all. Remember that. My level of suppression is not at that 7.5. I'm not barely eating. I can eat. I can eat, and I can out-eat the medication if I want, but I don't. I stay within the parameters, and I listen to my body. Even when the lifespan of the dose is dwindling away, I'm still conditioned in the routine. So I'm going to keep myself in line as much as possible. Hopefully not too much of a fluctuation up on the scale, but I think I'll be fine. But this is what it's about, y'all. And I want to come back and give you this information. Maybe it can help you as you're, in your land of experimentation, I'm getting closer and closer to 125, and that's where I'm going to remain. And the fat burner is going to get me the fat loss, which is pounds down, for that. I'm really not looking for the pounds down to be from Tirzepatide at this phase, because Tirzepatide is only maintenance in me, in which I appreciate entirely. But I'm going to look for the fat burner from the lipo B. So I just want to come and share that with you guys. I was just thinking about this earlier today, and I'm like, this could be a move, because I have a lot planned, you guys. I have a trip coming up. Jamaica is coming up soon, and your girl's doing a solo trip this time. I am so looking forward to it, and I'm definitely going to produce some content in Jamaica, Wagwan. Yeah, see. Yeah, man. But it's just, this is going to be a different type of thing for me. This is going to be like tapping into me. You feel me? This is going to be tapping into me and having a Zen moment to channel out all negativity and everything else. So with me saying that, I'm trying to make sure that I'm financially prepared and everything goes smoothly, and still be in conjunction with my GLP-1 medication and my lipo B, still keeping this body in line, for my little bikini. So we'll see. But yeah, that's what it is. And I have to make accommodations. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you do got a trip coming up. Let's make some accommodations, but we're not going to completely cut the dose out. We're just going to bi-weekly it. Let's see what happens. So stay tuned. Yo, I know I'm long-winded and I probably repeated myself a dozen times. But y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibes. I'm going to get at you in the next video. Be real.